reparations have finally been approved in the United States. Let me ask you guys a quick question. How many of you paid federal taxes this year, 2024? How many of you paid federal taxes? Drop it in comments for me. Just give me a thumbs up if you owed federal taxes in 2024. Because when I heard that reparations were finally approved, I had mixed feelings like most people, but I'm like, okay, if you can trace your lineage back, you know, and the government has the money, I paid my $2,800, you know, it's better than sending it to the Ukraine, right? Or to anybody else outside of the United States. And then I realized this is where reparations are going. So hello everybody, my name is Samantha. I own 2 acres of land and I farmstead here in southeast Louisiana. My history is education, but I have a love for the United States like most of you. And I would think that if reparations were going to be paid in the United States or by the United States, it should be to 3 groups. African Americans, people who can actually prove they come from slave areas, Native Americans, or indigenous Pacific Islanders, because we are still occupying those islands of Hawaii with no legal discourse and no right to do it, right? Well, what I found tonight blew my mind, folks. What I found was that America is finally going to do something right. And we're going to pay reparations, but not to indigenous people that we have injured. We are going to pay reparations to Panama. You know why? Because millions of illegal aliens are making their way here to the United States through something called the Darien Gap. Now, if you guys have never seen what the Darien Gap looks like, watch this.
It's a dangerous place to be, the Darien. It's a dead body, mate. Another one. El famoso ruso.
Привет всем, привет.
С карайпического матерного пушими курас. Guys, last night, as I said, I couldn't sleep at all. It was the most stressful day of my life. We had the mafia guys following us in every step. They put me in a corner and they were asking questions. Why you're here, why you filming all this kind of stuff. I freezed cold and I stopped filming. I was scared to death.
Now, maybe you noticed a few things in that clip, and one of them is the amount of trash. Well, the new president of Panama said, we've got to keep the green lung of this continent, South America, functional, the ecosystem functional, because it plays a part of a healthy environment. The amount of people going through it is destroying it, all right? They're burning down the trees for warmth and light. They're leaving trash behind, dead bodies, not to mention the drugs, the humans, and the weapons being smuggled through the Darien Gap. Now, you can't blame the man. He said, look, my country is under severe debt, and we are being bombarded by illegal aliens from China, from the Middle East, from Russia. Guys, do any of you watch the news? Did I mention a country out of those 3 that likes America? No. So you've got enemies, like our enemies, moving through the Darien Gap illegally. Most of them are coming where? Here, America. Look how many of them have already come through in the past 6 months. So what happens? What happens? The man comes into office today, and within 2 hours of taking the oath, he has a deal signed with the United States, okayed by President Biden, to basically have America pay reparations for illegal aliens coming to break into our country. Let me repeat that for you in case I wasn't clear. You And your tax dollars are not going to African Americans. Remember, you ain't black if you didn't vote for Joe. Remember that. But what has he done for you, friend? I live in a black community. I see what the prices of inflation, the prices of gas and food and electricity has done to my community. It sure hasn't helped them. But I guess if you range in that 20 to 30-year-old and you got all your student loans forgiven and you bought the EV and got that federal reform for it, I mean, I guess maybe you're doing better. But where I live, the black community is sinking under poverty and inflation. So let me go back and ask again, what has he done for the black Americans? What has he done for the indigenous people of the Pacific Islands? What has he done for our Native Americans? Nothing. Nothing. Yet, President Biden has agreed to financially support Panama by flying back every illegal alien that gets caught trying to go through the Darien Gap. He's going to fly them back to their country of origin, or at least that's what it says. Because at this point, I mean, he's probably going to fly them on into America, right? What do you guys think 500,000 one-way tickets to Russia, China, and somewhere in the Middle East might run America in taxpayer dollars? I'm just curious. But it doesn't stop there, folks. We have to supply them with equipment, with training, and with money. Yeah, that's your president. That's senile Joe. That the first time America has agreed to pay reparations, they're paying it to the illegal aliens coming to take your job. And yes, I know nowhere in any of this does it actually say reparations. However, giving money to illegal aliens who never earned it is a form of reparation. Just like giving money to someone who has African American blood in their veins because their ancestors were slaves. They didn't go through slavery, the actual human today. You're still going to give them money for what happened back then, right? I'm just saying, it is technically a form of reparation, folks. And let me just make a point. When my two beautiful young daughters decided they wanted to move to New Zealand and work on work visas, America didn't pay their flights. They had to save up for over a year, sell their cars, everything they had of worth to get the money to get there, and one of them to get home. But my government didn't step up for my kids. Are they stepping up for yours? So when I say reparations, that is what I mean. By the way, if you'd like to support our channel, I'm going to drop in comments the different ways that you can. Your job. You know those 15 million new jobs that Joe started? That's because he gave federal money to large corporations to shut down in one state and open in a new state, hiring only illegal aliens. They get tax breaks and they get cash money for every illegal alien they hire, friend. There's your 15 million new jobs. What do you think your kids are going to do in this country? Do you think it's safer? Do you honestly think your daughters and your grandbabies are safer in Biden's America? Do you feel safe? And then my next thought is always, how can they afford a vehicle when they come here? They can't speak the language. They're here illegal. How'd they get a license to drive? Do they have insurance? Because I know what happens when my insurance lapses. You guys ever had to clear your license? $1,400, $2,200 because you let your insurance lapse? That accident because, it was that or buy food, right? You know what I'm talking about. You're living this life. I'm not the only one. I'm not the only American going, are we in a bubble? You want to know why people are online saying, oh, we're going to back Joe. We love Joe. Support him now more than ever. He needs you. He's a president of the United States. He shouldn't need any of us. You know why? Look at this clip.
All right, what we got here? This is who you're arguing with online. So when you post something online,
bots.
these are the bots that are being run by computers that are responding to you. So you
That's
think,
called
man,
AI.
Hundred.
That's what answers you on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. You're not arguing with real people. There's not very many Americans supporting Joe Biden anymore. But this was a slap in the face of American citizens. America should not be paying to return illegal aliens in another country back to their countries of origin and supporting them in protecting their property when we're being flooded with them from the north, from the south, and coming in on boats into California. You can't be blind. I don't believe it. I believe that you, like I, am looking around going, my country's falling apart. The roads are in bad shape. The hospitals look terrible. Insurance is awful. Can't even get dental work in this country anymore, folks. I'm still waiting on dentures that by the grace of God, good people put in with me to be able to afford $5,000 for dentures. Yeah, I'm going to say it. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm an educated woman who couldn't afford good dental work, and the work that was given to me was shoddy. Welcome to the new America. Welcome to Joe Biden and the liberal Democrats' America. We're going to ship home illegal aliens out of Panama to save Panama, but we're going to let them destroy America, killing one child after another, one woman after another. When is enough enough? Why would you ever agree to that, Biden? You know why? You know why? Because he knows Trump made a big deal about the border, and 80% of Americans are very concerned because every state's a border state now. But for you that are sitting on the fence, women's rights, your state can handle women's rights. It's not the president or the federal government's job to dictate what goes on with a woman's body. It's the people. That's how a constitutional republic is run. Okay? Secondly, you don't vote for someone because of your feelings. You vote for them from facts. And if this doesn't make you angry, Black people, Hispanic people, Native Americans, Pacific Islanders, you ought to be furious. Furious. Yeah. God bless you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. The ones of you that have been around for a bit. If you want to support our Maui trip or support our channel, we were demonetized because I speak truth. I'm going to drop at the top of comments how to do that. We need you guys rolling with us. We got 30 days and we're going on that mission trip to Maui. We're going to bring the truth to you there too. Where is all the money the nonprofits received that never made it to the people? We're going to have victims giving testimony on this channel. That's the one thing that's lacking. We can put out what that we found, but nobody's got the victims speaking. So I'm going and I'm going to give them a voice. I'm going to give them a platform along with the King of Hawaii. It's time the world gets their head out of the sand, folks. We should not be paying to return people back to their countries when they illegally enter another country. We should be paying to send people back from this country. Remember how the Democrats flipped out when Trump said, I'm going to ship them all home back to their own countries they originally came from? And everybody's like, oh my God, that's so wrong. It's racist. Oh my God. It's going to cost so much money. How can you do that, Trump? You're evil. And then Biden just like, oh, we're going to pay reparations to Panama. And every time an illegal alien comes into Panama, we're going to pay you reparations and we're going to ship them home because we're so sorry, Panama. We're not a one world government. This is America. Yeah, come on, liberals. Keep on destroying it. You just turning everybody away from the Democrat Party, and thank you, Jesus, for it. Love you guys. Have a blessed night. Remember, You heard it here first.